Are you done?
Yeah.
Oh my God, so good student. We're gonna finish like half an hour before. Okay, you're so good. Okay, very good. So let's see. Let's see. Okay, who wants to read for me? Who wants to? Okay. Okay. Let's see. Vero, please. Can you start? Just read it. Just read it, and then we're gonna analyze like in which parts we're using the passive voice or passive structures.
I need you to help me. Iron and steel. What?
Hematite.
Hematite. Iron and steel hematite. Iron one is a compound of iron and oxygen. The iron can be extracted by a process called smelting, which takes place in a blast furnace. Very hot limestone and coke are used to remove oxygen from the ore, so that molten melted iron is left. Iron from a blast furnace is called pig iron. It is not cured and has a carbon content of about 4%. This makes it hard and brittle. To make steel, oxygen is passed through molten pig iron to burn off most of the impurities, including carbon. Then control amounts of carbon and are put back in. The result is the tough, springly alloy we call steel. Its carbon content is usually then less than 1.5%.
Okay, so how many structures did you find? Okay, tell me one that you found.
The iron can be extracted.
The iron can be extracted. Any other?
Are used.
Are used. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyone else?
They can be accessed.
They can. Where is it?
They
And
can
which
be
number is it?
accessed.
But you are in another text now, aren't you? There are different texts.
Yeah, we're reading text number
Oh,
one.
I'm sorry,
Yeah,
sorry.
we're reading text number one.
Yeah.
Okay. The ones that have number one should be saying this. Okay. So raise your hand if you have the text number one. Only you two. You have one? Okay. You three. Good. Okay. You three are gonna help me. Okay. 1, 2, and 3. Okay. So you said are used. Which other?
Is passed
Sorry.
to make a stew is passed through
And which number is that?
on a 7.
Number 3?
Just here was 7. To make steel, oxygen is passed through.
Okay. Pass through. Okay. Very good. Any other?
When it says iron is left,
Iron is left. Okay. And there is one more.
A blast furnace is called. Did we already say that?
It's called. Okay. And one. The last one.
are put back.
Are put back. Okay, very, very good. So, as you can see, there are 10 sentences, okay? 5 of which contain the passive voice. So you can have an idea of the way we use the passive voice for this type of scientific texts. Okay, so what can we do to help our students? What can we do? We need to do what? Teach them passive voice. Yes.
To make it understand.
Yes, make him understand. Okay, we're going to text number 2. Who has text number 2? Raise your hand. 1, 2, 3. Okay, here we go. Who wants to help me reading text number 2? Good.
Okay, units of memory information is processed and is stored in computers as electrical signals. A computer contains thousands of electronic circuits connected by switches that can only be in one or two possible states. On, the current is flowing through the wire, or off, the current is not flowing through the wire. To represent these two conditions, we use binary notation in which 1 means on and 0 means off. This is the only way a computer can understand anything. Everything about computers is based upon the binary process. Each 1 or 0 is called a binary digit or bit. 1s and 0s are grouped into 8-digit codes that typically represent characters, letters, numbers, and symbols. 8 bits together are called a byte. Thus, each character is a keyword. In a keyword has its own arrangement of 8 bits. For example, 01, 1 for the letter A. 0, 1, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0 for B, and 0, 1, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 1 for C.
Okay, very, very good. So, do we have the passive voice there? Do we find the passive voice there? Yes.
Yes.
Can somebody tell me where?
Number one, information is processed.
Okay, it's processed. Okay, what else? Stored. Okay, what else? Based.
Is based.
Called is called. Are grouped. Okay, are called. Okay, very, very, very good. Okay, so again, around 50% of text contains passive voice or passive structures. Let's go with the text number 3. Who has text number 3? Raise your hand. Danny? And, sorry, your name?
Kimberly.
And Kimberly, okay? Then can you help us, Raymond, please?
Database management systems. Databases are used within a medical context for many purposes. For example, these are used to hold patient details so they can be accessed from anywhere within the hospital or network of hospitals. With the recent improvements in image compression techniques, X-rays can scan output and can be held in databases and can be accessed in the same way. These multi-user databases are managed by a piece of software called a database management system, DBM. It is this which differentiates a database from an ordinary computer file. Between the physical database itself, the data is actually stored, for example, the data actually stored, and the user of the system is a DBMS. All requests for access to data from users, whether people at terminals or other programs running in batch, are held by the DBMS. And this is by Buckner and Brown in 1999.
Okay, thank you so much. Okay, so how many different passive structures did you find for the passive voice?
Are used.
Okay, what else? Are used twice, okay? Can be accessed.
Can be accessed. Are managed.
Are managed.
Yes. Are
and
handled.
Are handled. Okay, very good. So, okay, again, we have a lot of the use of passive voice or passive structures. Okay, so as you can see, one of the ways we can, or one of the things that we can apply in order to help our students, okay, is using some of these structures. Okay, so we use cognates. We need to be aware of false cognates and the use of grammar structure such as the passive voice. Okay, very, very good. Okay, now I want to do an exercise with you, and I'm going to give you like 2 minutes so you can. I'm going to give you these Latin roots in Greek. Okay. So what I want you to do is, for example, you're going to see the root here, which is AUD. Okay, and the meaning. What's the meaning? Okay, and then you have the origin. Okay, and what you're going to try to do, is that you're going to try to give me 2 examples of words that we use in Spanish and English.
2 in
Okay.
Spanish and 2 in English.
No, one, I mean
Whatever
like,
you want.
yes, I mean it's like, you can use, for example, if you make 1 in English, 1 in Spanish, 1 in English, yeah, that's 4, okay? So please, use this. You can see the answers are right here. Please don't look at them, okay? Try to use your imagination and try to remember, please, okay? Latin and Greek roots, okay? That will help us to understand a lot of the science vocabulary that we can find in journals, scientific journals, and everything. So this workshop looks more like a Latin and Greek workshop. Okay, so we have, for example, AUD, ASTID, which means start, etc. Think of them. You can work as a team. You can work with your classmates. Come on. Think. You will be amazed if you turn the page. You will be amazed of how easy they work. But try to do it like that. Ready? Really? Okay, that's fine. Don't worry. Okay, that's fine. You need two more? And we use them every day, like in English and Spanish, right? Right, for speaking.
Yeah, you have it in your bag.
Really?
Can I see
Okay, guys, you ready?
No.
No, okay. 2 more minutes. Only one. No. How many left? 3. What about you?
No, one.
One. Only one. Good. What about you guys?
No, I have it in English, but I
You're
don't
done.
like
Good.
it.
Excellent.
I wrote
What
one.
about you girls?
We're supposed to write two in English and two in Spanish.
No, one in English and one in Spanish.
But if it's at the end, just miss. Would you just miss the one? Would you do this to this?
Spanish, I don't know what is Spanish.
Did you? That's some. What is the word?
There are a lot. A lot.
With a T or with
Hospital.
But it says us here.
Yeah, but the one that we use is hospital.
Sure, no. Finish.
Oh my god.
It's different.
Okay, so let's check it out. Let's see. So we have now you can check your. And please tell me if you have like new words. Okay, so let's see. For out, which means
Here.
here. Latin. Okay, so English examples. That word here was auditorium and audition. What about you? Did you?
Audible.
audible.
Okay.
Audience.
Audience. Okay.
Audio.
Okay, very good. Excellent. Very good. What about for astir, which means star?
Astronomy.
Astronomy. Asteroid. What else? Astronaut, no? No?
Yes.
Yes, you have astronaut? Okay, good. For bio.
Biology.
Biology.
Biography.
Biography. What else? Do you have something new besides this? No? No? Nothing new? Yes, which one? Biochemical, biochemistry, biomechanic, biohazard. Okay, bio. Okay, good. Now, dictate or tell. Here it says dictate or dictator. Can you have something different? Dictation. Okay. No? Okay, very good. Now, what about for meet or miss, which means send?
Submit.
Submit, okay, very good. Any other? That was difficult, right? That was kind of difficult, right?
Do you have mission?
Mission, okay, mission and transmit, okay, very good. Ped, which means foot, yes? Pedicure, okay, very good. Pedestrian, yes. What else? Pedal, okay, pedestal, etc. Okay. Phone, phone, sound.
Telephone, microphone.
Telephone, phone, microphone. What else?
Cell phone.
Cell phone. What else? Huh?
Smartphone.
Smart. Okay, everything with phone. Okay, and the last one, port, carry.
Portable.
Okay, portable, transport. Okay, okay. Before this exercise, were you aware of the connection between these some prefixes that we're using here for Latin? Some of them. We use them every single day. Okay, and a lot of them are similar to words in English. Telefono, telephone, like transport, transporte. Okay, so I mean, if a person tries to learn English based in scientific texts, that could be kind of easy in a certain way because you can take that as an advantage. Okay, so very important that for science, always Greek and Latin. Okay, Greek and Latin will be like excellent. Okay, very, very good. Okay, so I said that there are like different ways to teach English for science. One is get to know cognates, identify false cognates, the use of grammar structures like passive voice or passive structures, Latin and Greek, and the last, content-based lessons. Do you remember the way we started the class? Yes?
Yes.
That's part of a content-based lesson. And we said that the lesson was? I didn't say that, you said that. The class was about energy. Okay? Very, very good. Now, according to all that new vocabulary that you just got from those pieces of paper, how can we define energy? Can someone give me a definition of energy?
The ability to do work.
The ability to do work. Very good. To do work. Okay, very good. And if you remember, there were some different types of energy.
Yeah.
What, do you remember some of them?
Kinetic.
Okay, kinetic energy,
Chemical.
Thermal.
thermal energy. What else?
Renewable.
Chemical.
Chemical, mechanical,
Renewable.
renewable, etc. Okay, non-renewable, etc. Okay, so now you know that even you're not in a chemistry class. Now you know that you have a concept for energy and that there are different types of energy. And we say that, for example, kinetic energy, we said is the energy for motion, okay? Movement, okay? If you're running in the park or you're riding your bike, what kind of energy is that? Kinetic energy, okay? And there's the opposite to that, which is called potential energy. What's potential energy? Okay, what is it? Potential energy. What is it?
Let me see.
Energy that is stored. For example, if you have like a roller coaster, which is like, but it's not moving, that's potential energy because when it starts, it goes down. Do you remember that it was like the example? Okay. And we have a lot of different types of energies that you found there. For example, chemical energy. How can we define chemical energy? Even you're not in a chemistry class, you're not like chemistry students. Maybe you can tell me something. Chemical energy. What is it?
The energy we get from chemical procedures.
Okay, from chemical reactions, maybe. Okay.
Reactions.
Do you have any idea if any chemical reactions are happening now here?
Yeah.
Yeah. Where?
In our brain.
In our body. Maybe in yours, not in yes, okay, no. Well, yeah, it's not. It's like more like between the neurons. It's more like synapses and all that, but it's not exact chemical reaction, but yes, something related. Yes. For example, digestion.
Oh, yeah.
Everything you eat, and then you need to. Yes, but like in a chemical way, right? If you eat pizza, you need to decompose that, break it down into the main components in a chemical way. Okay, so chemical energy. What else? What other type of energy do you remember that we saw there? Electrical,